wanna go. Good morning to you, Barrister Dana.
Good morning, Ruth.
I didn't want to say where you you want to go, because you want to be in a lot of places at this point. But definitely, you have to be here right now before any of those places.
That's true.
It's actually her favorite day. It's a Friday, so she's so excited. And there's one secret. I don't want it to remain a secret. It's about you. It's supposed to be a secret, but I want to share it.
Okay, please do. What secret is
Oh
that?
yeah. You want to
Before
make
you
me shine?
share it, what secret is it?
Before I share it,
Mm-hmm.
okay, let's talk about it. So before I share the secret, I was thinking of talking about the fact that you've not. Sometimes it's like you have not realized that you're working in a media environment.
You're not serious.
Okay, that's the much I get to share. That's the much you get to hear as well. But it's so good to be here with you. Yesterday you didn't miss me, did you?
I did.
No.
I missed you.
Oh
I really did.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we'll do the girl talk later. So it's time for Probono Chambers, where we talk anything and everything legal. Yes, we are here for all the legal matters. So for enlightenment, for education, anything that concerns the law. We are here for you as we open up your eyes to things you ordinarily would not have known or would have paid money to know. We provide it for you for free, and that's why it is Pro Bono Chamber. So I'm happy to be a part of this. And hey, why don't you take advantage of this by always tuning in on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM Mondays through Fridays in the 10 o'clock hour. That's when it happens. So we always have the legal practitioner in the house to take us through certain areas of the law, to enlighten us and empower us where necessary. So for today we want to find out, do judges make laws?
Thank you very much,
Do
Ruth.
they make laws? There has to be a reason why that question has come about.
The question has come about because a lot of people had been debating on that, especially learned friends. People are confused as to the provision of the Constitution on the the tiers of government that we all know.
Mm.
That's the judiciary, we have the legislative, and then the executive. And then we all know their primary roles. But then when you come to the court of law, you figure out or notice that sometimes the judges would make some declarations and some laws which would remain as binding principles on the cases, the matters at hand, and even further cases, and they stand as precedents until these laws are overruled by other competent courts. So with all of that, you might want to think that, okay, well, the judiciary want to rob the legislative their role in the government.
Mm.
So that is why this question has come up, to give clarifications as to if judges could also make laws outside their primary role of the the interpretation of laws, and then the application of these laws to the matters that is before them in the court of law.
Hmm.
However, judges are persons who have been appointed to oversee legal matters in the court of law. And laws are the body of principles that are recognized and enforceable in states. So the judges primarily fall under the judiciary arm of government, whose role is to interpret laws and to apply these laws where necessary. So the judges do declarations of these laws, define these laws, and interpret them and declare them to suit the situations at hand. However, of course, the legislative arm of government has the primary role to make laws. And in making of these laws, they will not be able to oversee the situations that could possibly come up, or the situations that could possibly come into play in the society.
Mm.
Let's say 10 years from now, what could happen? Of course, they make laws that cover a lot of matters and a lot of cases and situations, but they can't foresee all of these instances. And where a court is faced with a particular matter and there's a need for such laws to be applicable, then a judge could come into play to make laws that would cover for such gap in the statutes. That is one of the primary instances that a judge could make laws to suit the situation at hand or make laws outside its primary role of interpretation of laws and application of laws in the court of law.
So from all you have
So,
said now,
yes,
is it a yes or a no to that question?
it's a yes. It's a yes, yes.
Mm.
It's a yes. It's not a no.
Wow.
Yes, and this I'm going to give another instance.
Okay.
However, the judiciary do not only interpret laws or make sure that applicable laws would be, you know, used to decide on various cases. However, the ensure that citizens are protected from the exercise of the functions of other arms of governments. They ensure that the constitution is protected as well, or preserved as it is, because it's the law of the land. So interpretation of law can further give new laws that will stand as principles in such cases where there are ambiguous situations that might need the explanation for clarifications of matters to suit the situation at hand. At that point in time, you don't expect a judge to want to not decide on a matter before him because there is no standing statute, or there's an application, a statute that is ambiguous and not very clear for the understanding of the parties before the courts. So the judge would have to go further and decide and declare new principles, or make decisions that would really birth new laws that would be precedent or would be used furthermore by a competent court or its subordinate until it's overruled by other courts.
Okay. So, because I actually wanted to ask, does it mean, these laws could just be, for instance, if I am the judge in court A, any law perhaps I may have either, let me use the word created, will it be applicable in another court? So what you're saying now is that it could be applicable or not.
It could be applicable. Now, what I'm trying to say is that outside the primary role of the judiciary, which covers the judges of courts in Nigeria, that, which its functions, according to the provision of the Constitution, is to interpret laws and to apply these laws where necessary. Yeah. Some other functions that they could carry out as judges is the ability to make laws, and these laws would remain binding until it's overruled by other courts.
So other courts
now, other courts, yes. Other courts, I mean, is a higher court. The hierarchy of courts. Exactly. And then if a decision had been taken by a court of law, it stands binding for the purpose of which such decision was given. And if another court, which is a higher court from that court, for instance, High Court and then Court of Appeal, if a High Court had given a pronouncement and then it's the final judgment at that point in time, it becomes binding on the parties as it relates to that particular matter at hand. If the parties decide to appeal and then go to the Court of Appeal and then the decision is overruled with another decision, of course it doesn't become binding anymore, because that of the higher court now supersedes the position of the lower court. Yeah. So that's why I said it has to do with it being overruled by a competent court, that is an apex court, other than that court that has made the decision on the particular matter at hand.
Interesting. Are there any chances of, this sounds to me like judges using their own initiative, what they would see as the right thing to do at a particular time to make a particular law as regards to what they feel would be best for that situation? Isn't it a bit risky? Don't you think that some of these judges could take advantage of that and possibly...
That's why everyone who comes to the court of law has a right of appeal.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a right of appeal. If you're not satisfied with the decision of the court, of course you can appeal. That decision should be overturned and then another decision given. But then it depends on the situation at hand. So it's not about what you think or what you feel should be done right, the facts should be laid out, and then the position of law still stands. So where a decision has been made by a judge in the court of law, and you're not satisfied as a party, you can go on appeal.
Okay. All right. So if you're listening to us, it's Probono Chambers on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. If you have further questions, you can ask. If you have questions relating to other matters that are not entirely related to the area we are focusing on, feel free to call in. As long as it's about the law, it's about legal matters, feel free to call in and ask your questions. That's what we're here for. I take the questions and I hand it over to the legal practitioner, and she does whatever she can with it. All right, so that's what we do here on Pro Bono Chambers. 081-8999-1011. It's time for you to weigh in and ask your questions, and we are ready. 081-8999-1011. That is the number to call to ask your questions. So bring the questions in right now. And remember, when you are calling in, please turn off your radio so we don't have a lot of distractions. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Please, Bruce on Madam Marabanye.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I called in yesterday, but I was out of time, so I couldn't explain what I was in for.
Okay. So you can start from the beginning so we understand.
All right. That was October last year. I'm into interiors. I produce furniture. Okay. Last year, a client took me from Abuja to Benin to assemble furniture for him in his house in Benin. He got all the furniture from China. So all the furniture from China were in cartons. We had wardrobes, we had kitchen cabinets, we had aisle tables, dining tables, movie chairs, and a whole lot of furniture, all in cartons. So we couldn't stay. When he took me from Abuja here, we left Abuja 6 a.m. in the morning. We got to Benin, Aushi, by 2 p.m. So we got to Aushi. We stayed in Aushi. He actually took us to. We drove on his car, myself, himself, and his personal assistant. So when we got to Benin, we stayed. He stopped in a bar. So we stayed there from 2 p.m. till 11:30. 11:30 p.m. in the night. So it's somewhat not been to before. I took a whole lot of courage to be able to get myself into this business, and I tried to stay confident all through the process. So when it was 11:30, he took us from that Aushi to his hometown again, Ebode. And when his house is a village, is in Nwedego community, close to River Niger, down Benin. It's very, very far. I've not been to that area before. By courage, I took on courage to go through all the process. So we got to the house. The furnitures were in cartons, so I couldn't specify which one was wardrobe, which one was kitchen cabinet, which one is chair, a couch, and all of that. So he told me that I should just start assembling. When we get to that point where we can specify, we will not negotiate. So I now agreed. I started working. So when I was doing the job, he noticed it's going to take some time because he stays in the U.S. has a house in FAB too, but he stays in the U.S. So he noticed it's going to take some time, and he wants to go back to the U.S. in a few weeks from that time. So he now told me that I should try to get someone to join me so that it will be fast. I now called a friend from Delta State to join me in Benin. I now took one other person from his hometown there to join me. So we were 3 that did the job. So after about 3 weeks to 1 month, he now told me that he wants to go back to the US, that By then, we were almost done with the job. We had about a week to go. So he now told me that he wants to go back to the US, that how much will it be that I should come to now, will now negotiate for what we've done so far. Most times we work at night. We stay from the morning till at times I go to bed by 3 a.m. trying to see how to put these things together. It's for 2 stories building, furniture for 2-story building. So it took almost a month and 2 weeks to complete this job. So at the end of the day, I not told him the amount he's to pay me. I told him he's going to pay 2 million. But he told me that he can't pay 2 million. So at that point, he didn't follow what we agreed on again. We agreed that we're going to negotiate when the job is done.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes.
So at that point, he's not telling me that he's going to sympathetically give me 150,000. By then, we've spent over 50,000 for feeding, because the place is a forest. It's not in town. We are from that place to town. We have to transport 500 to be able to go and get food. We sleep in cows. The place is a new site. It's not comfortable.
Okay.
As a matter of fact,
So obviously there was no prior agreement on payments and all that before you started.
There's no written agreement. Along the line, what I noticed he was doing, if he wants to bring people into the site, he writes agreements with them. He snaps it and gives the original to someone else.
I hope we're not losing that call again.
To your story before, but I didn't get to this point.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the mistake has been made. I wanted to hear if he finally paid you the 150,000 naira or you were not paid. If you were not paid, you have an action to recover your money. But on how much you're going to be paid, since you people haven't agreed from the
And
onset,
whether or not he finished the work too, because I think it was before
Exactly,
he finished that the
the
money
work.
talk started.
Exactly. So you should have negotiated your money and ensured some deposits before you engage your services. It's way safer. There's no rush, really. Don't rush and get yourself into a mess like this. You had wasted time as well as your services. So next time, please try to negotiate on time. If he hasn't paid you, get a lawyer to first put a call to him before you can go and institute an action for payment of the sum he finally said he was going to pay. But for him to pay you what you were proposing, since you people don't have an agreement of any form before you started your services as to how much he should pay you, that will be very difficult for you to actually claim.
Okay. Hello? Hello? Please call back if you can. It's Probono Chambers on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Jamil. Good morning, Barista Dana.
Good morning, Jamil.
Yeah, well, I caught you people late. So what I understood is, well, my question goes like this: what if, as in, someone took me to court, like I am the defendant, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and the first court that we went to, that is High Court, they ruled against me, and I appealed to Higher Court, which is the appeal court,
Yes.
right? And the appeal court ruled against me too, and I went further to appeal to the
Supreme Court.
I appealed to Supreme Court, and unfortunately the Supreme Court ruled in favor of my case. Right? And I understood that once the Supreme Court said their judgment, and everything you can do is just to pray to God. Right? So now the Supreme Court ruled in favor of me after two previous failures. So what would my plaintiff do in that case after my Supreme Court ruled in favor of me? Thank you. So there's no other way
No
to
other
go
courts,
to,
yeah?
Right?
There's nothing we can do.
That's the question.
He just has to do with the decision, really. Because that's the Apres court in Nigeria. So, Jamil, there's nothing the other party should do. In fact, it's none of your business what he should go on looking for.
Yeah, shouldn't he be having fellow feeling at that point?
Nah, when you guys have moved all the way from the courts now.
Oh,
One, there's nothing he can do. There's nothing you can do. There's a
okay.
decision.
There's nothing.
Yes.
Like you said, go and pray.
Go and pray.
Whatever the ruling is. Hello? Hello? I think that's another bad connection. Well, try and get back in touch with us right here in the studio. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good morning. It's 10:31 a.m.
Okay.
You're welcome. What's your name?
My name is Vera.
Vera.
Good morning.
Vera.
I just like your voice. I want to say hi.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm a regular caller. I'm not feeling fine. Pray for me. Let me get well.
Oh, you're not feeling fine. Sorry.
Get well soon.
Yeah,
Thank you.
get well soon. Thank you. Adana, did you hear what she said before?
No, what did she say?
Here's what she said in her own words.
Yes.
I like your voice. I just want to call in and say hi. But then she forgot that there are two people in the studio, and
It's good.
And
we like your voice. Ruth.
and I didn't want to ask her which was. So perhaps let's believe it's both of us. In fact, she cannot make us fight now. If you say it's my
No.
voice now, then
I'll be
will
very
strangle
happy.
me.
Nah.
And
I'm
if you say it's her
happy
own, no,
if she likes.
if she says it's your own voice that she likes more, I'll strangle you. Okay, I didn't just say that on radio. All right, but thank you, and we really wish you a better health, sir. Hello. Morning, but your voice is far away. Can you hear me? Your voice is far away. Can you do something or you call back, please?
Could just be a bit more.
Okay, I think you just have to call back. I don't know. Sounds like So just try and call back. All right. So we are here for you. 081-8999-1011. Probono Chambers, where we provide you with free legal advice on a daily basis, at least weekdays. Even though today is a holiday, there is no exception of that, and that's why we're still here. Hello.
Hello.
Morning. Who am I speaking with? Sorry?
My name is Okafo.
Okafo. Okay, we really can't hear you. I don't know now if it's a problem. Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Okay, that's better.
I said my name is Okafo Prince.
Okay, Okafo, please go ahead.
I have a challenge. Can I go on?
Yes, please.
For some time now, let's say a year ago, there's this my former landlord I engaged because I know when I was living in like into real estate. So I engaged him in trying to regularize about 3 landed documents for a very close family. So he charged about 120,000, and the money was paid into my account. I withdrew the money and gave him cash. Okay, I gave him the document. For over 3 months, we didn't hear from him. The first month, nothing. So my client, that's my family friend, started becoming worried because she is to someone who is based in government. And the whole stuff started causing problem in the family. I called this man, and he would not pick my call. At the point, he said if the process was on, was just giving all kinds of excuses. Then, after a while, I had to give his number because at the point, it was as if I was becoming I was like protecting him. I had to give his number to my family friend, the woman. So they put a call to him. She put a call to him, and he managed to at the point. He didn't know who was calling him. So he gave the woman a day, what was Wednesday or that afternoon, and week that he was going to call and give her feedback, which he did not do. So the whole thing, to cut the whole story short, went to the extent that the husband, because it's the husband's land, got involved, was so furious with the woman, almost led to a divorce and all that, because this is not the first time they're having land case next year, where they are either duped or stuff like that. So this was like another one again. The man, I guess that was how he was actually feeling. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so after everything, I called this man. At a point, I had to call a friend back to actually help me because I am not a fraudulent person. And this is a woman that, for a very long time, in the regime of Goodluck Jonathan, I knew what I was into. I trained a lot of people in schools. I traveled from place to place, and I got jobs. That was how close we were. We were doing it together. So the whole thing was affecting her relationship in her home, affecting her relationship with her, and even the family at large. So I called this man. I went to his house at the point. I was angry. So I involved the house then, and he was like, okay, we are going to invite him to the office. What? I was still the one. There was a day I met him, he said he lost his mother. Stories, so many stories. That they were going for burial and all whatnot.
So, yeah, where is it right now? Where is the situation right now?
In Abuja here with me. He no longer picks my phone. Okay, he was born at a point. They had to send people from Benin to come and look for him and get documents and everything at all costs. He brought out some document. The owner said it was fake. Then later I started bringing out the ones that we get to him. Okay, he used his own mouth to say he was going to make a refund because he knew that he had messed up my relationship with his family. He said he was going to make a refund of 6,000 naira. Nobody asked him. He used his own mouth to say that. Now, where is the refund? The refund, since he made that comment, I think another 7 months plus.
Okay, so right now, what really he hasn't paid, okay, till now.
Not paid. In fact, he never put in my call.
Okay, so
I know he has.
What?
Constitute nuisance or begin to do things that are not legal, kind of.
When did you say this happened? From when?
It's like around this time of the year last year.
Okay.
2017. Okay. This is my candid advice.
I actually spoke to some friends who are, legal inclined, and I was trying to see if I can claim damages. Because right now, as I speak, you have not seen one job since that time to now from this woman. Nothing. My relationship with her has collapsed. It doesn't come to me. When I call her, it doesn't, and then
Okay.
I'm not that confident, that trust of handling things for the family anymore.
Okay. Thank you. So this is my candid advice to you, and any other person in the same situation that is listening. If you happen to want to regularize any document, especially as it concerns properties, please go to the appropriate authorities, and if it's going to be a rigorous process, engage a lawyer, and because a lawyer is a professional, so they will help you oversee that, not a landlord because he works there or an officer because the person works there. Engage a lawyer. A lawyer knows the right people to contact in the place to ensure that the process is done reasonably and you get a positive response or result. That's one. Secondly, as the situation is now, there's to our view every intention of this man to fraud you, and he also wants to unduly take advantage of you, which he has done to several others as well, like you said from your story. But that is not your business. So your business is to get your money back. However, you can prosecute him for the criminal intention of fraud, or you can also prosecute him under civil action for you to recover your money, because he has taken your money and he's not giving you results, and then he's evading you, like he's running away from you. So you can do either of the boats. Either you approach the police to prosecute him, or you take him to court under civil action for recovery of your money.
Hello?
So, yeah.
So did you get her claim?
So, but since that's what I'm saying. He's running away from you, and he has frauded you. You can go to the police, report the situation and ensure that he's brought to book.
So how do the Probono chamber help me in this case? I've been trying, in fact, if not, I have to tune my radio to this FM, be able to get Onlive resident number. All this one, the one I have, which is the family number, it wasn't connecting at all. So I had to wait to see when they will roll out this number for me to be able to reach the FM station. So
Okay.
I need help.
Okay, so what Pro Bono Chamber does for you is what I just did, advised you rightly on the legal rights you have and the actions you can possibly take. So if you have any of those lawyers who are your friends, they can actually help you, or you take action yourself, make a report in the police, and ensure that the police go on investigation and bring him to book, since he said he's even running away from you. So that is a better place. So this is the best we can do from Pro Bono Chambers.
And I think you said you know his house, right?
Yes, I
Or his office. Where does he work?
Why don't I do it?
Where does he work?
I don't know. I only know it's in government.
Okay.
It doesn't
So
have to work anywhere.
since he has a house, you can start with that. Get the police involved.
All right. Thank you for calling.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay, the program continues. 081-8999-1011. Pro Bono Chambers, let's hear you. Hello? Hello? Zero 8999 Feel free to call the number and ask your questions. Hello.
Salaam alaikum.
Good
Alaikum
morning.
salam. Good morning.
Hello. Okay, I don't know what's going on with the phone line. However, let's hope that whatever is the situation, it will just calm down and allow a call to come through to us. 081-8999-1011. Hello.
Good morning once more.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Jamie calling back.
Oh, hi, Jamil.
Yeah. My question goes like this. Well, it's about police. I keep hearing that bail is free, bail is free, bail is free. But, in this scenario, let's say one of my neighbor or my friend or my brother or anyone that I know was arrested and I went to the station to bail him, and though the bail is free campaign is on, and suddenly they asked me to pay some amount of money for them to release him. And when I alerted them that, no, this is bail is free, so I think since I identify with him, they should release him to me. And we dragged and they said I must pay. And according to the law, I heard that you can't detain someone more than 24 hours, right? And they later...
Depending on the offense, though.
Yeah. Pardon? Yeah, I understand, but it's not just commit any offense. Maybe he was caught in the night and nothing, with not armed, with nothing.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And he was detained for more than 24 hours. Now, can I proceed to court for lawful detention, or what should I do? What step should I take? Thank you.
You said it all. You asked us and you've answered. If you're asked to pay, Jamil, if you had gone to bail your friend and they're insisting you pay before they can bail him, it's unlawful. But as it is in Nigeria, I'm sure you wouldn't want your friend to keep staying there. And even if he keeps staying there, it's unlawful as well. You can prosecute for unlawful detention. So even if you make a deposit of money so that your friend can come out, you can still prosecute the Nigerian police. Yes.
And then underline the fact that you have had to pay money.
You have had to pay money, and your friend was unlawfully detained. and then you claim damages.
Especially if it turns out that the friend was not guilty of whatever he or she was arrested for.
Because they haven't even prosecuted the friend, so he's not yet been found guilty, and they've not done further investigations to find out if he did commit the offense. So you can go and prosecute in the court of law.
Okay. Jamil, find your way to the nearest court to you there. I think we have room for one final call. Hello? Please turn off your radio. If you can hear me, please turn off your radio.
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Hello?
Okay, I'm not sure we are rightly connected to each other. We can hear you. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay, good morning to you. You're welcome. What's your name?
His name is Michael.
Okay. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning. Please, I'm asking, what is the law position assuming somebody's daughter is adopted from a school and the daughter is living with the person for a while and has an issue? I think, what can the law do about that, sir?
You can prosecute in the court of law. It's actually a criminal act, but what I don't understand is it that somebody is with the daughter and then the daughter was abducted?
From the
Or
school.
the daughter was
And they were
abducted by
living-
someone?
Yes.
Okay. And you are aware of the person who abducted the daughter?
Yes.
You can prosecute the person in the
Okay.
court of law, yes. Because it's actually criminal.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
I didn't understand that, but since you understood
Abduction
him, I
is
didn't want
kidnap.
to. Yeah, I
That's
know.
what he actually means.
Yeah,
So
I understand the
if-
word, but saying the whole and the
That's what I
person is
wanted
staying
to
with someone.
understand.
So I was like, I
Yeah,
don't
if,
get
if
the
you're
whole
staying
someone
with
part.
that's why I asked. Is she staying with someone and she was abducted? That is a different case entirely from where the daughter was with you and was abducted. It's
So what
different.
he is saying now is which one? That she was with him
And was abducted
as,
by someone
as the parent,
as the
but
parent.
then she was in school and someone went to abduct her.
That is also a different case, but he has to go and prove that in the court of law. If he's saying that this person had abducted my child, like kidnapped my child, that's taking my child away from me with the intention to deny me my parental responsibility and to take advantage of that child. If you can go to court of law and prove that, then that will be talking about abduction. But where you both are parents, if that is the case, you're both parents to a particular girl child, and you want to take custody of that child, or the child has been in your custody, and then the mother goes to take the child without your consent, that is also a different case in the court of law. So just whatever the scenario is, you can actually prosecute in the court of law. Just make sure that you have enough facts and evidences to back up your claims.
Okay, I'm tempted to pick one final call. Hello.
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 Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Please, I want to know when Embelembe will share this thing. Because they are talking about it, I hear it on radio. They are doing bonanza, selling rice for Mudu and the bag.
You should
I don't know
listen. You
whether
should
they said this
listen.
is start time.
You
By
should
4 o'clock,
listen to the program more often. However, you can tune in around 4. Okay, on telephone vano that would be. Okay. Yeah, so you can ask then for that bonanza.
There's some people, when they're in my vehicle, they're telling me that my mind was not there. They just say it's this Saturday because it's Easter something.
So listen in around that 4. Then you can ask this question, okay?
Okay, around 4.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
By the way, I hope he's still listening. I actually ended the call. It's not Hembelembe, it's the Brekete family program. Hembelembe is part of the language that is spoken in that village. It's a community. Yeah, so that's the the language that means okay, we're not talking about Brekete right here. Okay, so that was I said I was tempted to pick a final call, and that was the call, and we are done on Pro Bono Chambers this morning, the very last edition for March. The next time I'll be seeing you on Pro Bono Chambers is going to be in a brand new month of April, so you better hurry and get yourself right back here. And many thanks to those who called in, and to our in-house barrister Donna. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth.
We'll see you next week, God willing. We will do this next week. Remember, it's between Monday and Friday, Mondays through Fridays. That's when you find Pro Bono Chambers right here on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. My name is Ruth Usman. Do stay with us right here in the 11 o'clock hour. Oikeke will be coming up on the program Women, Children, and Society.